I swear it's nothing to be worried about. Like, I promise you, I speak on behalf of all of us. When I say we just chopping it up, I promise you, we just chopping it up like round table discussion. It's all or nothing. Building over thoughts you wouldn't walk through the public. Connected like the plug is. The outlet is the line from top to bottom. It's whatever's designed, and it's Gucci behind these doors up here. Get it all in the clear. We'll check something, but it's all sincere. So book them, Danny. Line them up like they in a faded throne, cause nobody ever became great alone. So if we faded, then we faded. Knowing we all tapped in, baby, no changes. So if we faded, then we faded.
I want to thank y'all for stopping by Chopping It Up today here at Faded, sponsored in part by Spotify. We got my first lady,
Danny.
Got my co-host,
Sincere.
We got our new guest,
Feast, a.k.a. Feast Nino.
And it's me, Gucci Baby. We're sitting here having a glorious conversation about the order and how things should work in a marriage. You know, who do you value first, your kids or your spouse? So we're going to just jump right into it. And we're going to jump into with the new blood that happened to be here today. So, Feast, how do you feel things should go? Matter of fact, let's not just limit this to a marriage. Let's go ahead and give it the bigger spectrum. You got a relationship, you got kids. Mm-hmm. Who do you value first?
So, you know, when it comes to marriage, I've never been married before, so it's kind of hard to like speak on that part. But I think for me, it's I think a man, not even just about a man, but in life, I feel like your lineage and your kids is like, you know, number one. You feel what I'm saying? Like for me personally, everything that I do is for my kids. If I want to leave some things for them, you know what I'm saying? Set an example for them. But I feel like it's a balance as well, because in every aspect, the kids can't come first, and in every aspect, the spouse can't come first. You know, so I feel like there has to be some type of balance. But I guess if we had to generalize it, I would say the kids come first. You know what I'm saying? Because they're dependents. You know, from early age, they look to you to take care of them. They can't do much for themselves. You got to lead them. You know what I'm saying? And as far as a spouse and a marriage relationship, that's a teamwork to do that. You know, so it's a balance, because, you know, it's not like a one size fits all. And like I said, your kids don't come first in every aspect, and your spouse is in every aspect. But I feel like it's more of a balance.
Okay.
So situational.
Situational, yeah.
Okay.
All right. We'll go ahead and go to Sincere, a.k.a. the guy that shouldn't have said his name last episode.
With the Eagles hat on, fly over there. Okay,
All day.
fly high.
All day.
See you.
Eagles. It's a unit, and that unit's not official without the lady. So it will be, for me, first God, me, my woman, and then the children. And in that order, just because nothing's done without God. In my life, everything that I've tried to do on my own without him has never been able to fully get it. And even when I thought I did do it, I didn't realize that it was because of God that I was able to get those things done. And then with me being the head and actually standing 10 toes down for that type of situation, realized that I set the tone. So when I was in control of the family, it wasn't me overpowering my partner, but allowing my partner to be able to communicate with me that, hey, look, this is how it's going to be. This is what it is. That she felt comfortable to be like, hey, yo, you know what? All right. Because he got us. If I ain't got us, he got us. And if he ain't got us, I got it. And so we had that bond with the woman, having that communication, trickle down to being the nurturing, being sometimes the disciplinary. Is you'll hear as me being a single child to a mom, she was the disciplinary. She was that individual. Whereas though I understood that if my dad was there, he might have been a disciplinary in a situation. Whereas though my mother, all she had to do was just nurture. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm gonna take care of those wounds. Where my dad is the person that be like, look, all right, she took care of your wounds. Now let me show you how not to get no more of those wounds. So that was my little.
So, thank you for your incentive, your answer. That was beautiful. Now we're gonna move to Danny with her
All right, so I have a mixture of the both. I feel as though it's our job as parents to raise our youngings and give them all the tools and everything that they need to lead their own lives. And when they lead their own lives, it's me and you. So yes, I feel as though again it's God. Then my husband will come before the children.
I just like how you directed that me and you towards me and you.
Shut up.
That felt special. I felt it right here.
I'm glad you felt special.
It was right here. Well, my opinion on the whole marriage versus, kids, dad, spouse versus kids, it's, again, situational, but I want to take it to a hierarchy on the situational, because you got situations where you're coming into a relationship with someone who got kids. Now, that person might be attached to their kids before they're attached to you. And then, let's say y'all have kids, and now who comes first? Y'all had kids before the marriage, so do you value your kids more? Do you change your loyalty to your kids or to your spouse after you get married? There's a lot of different variants that jump into this that, can go unaccounted for.
It's not just black and white.
It's not just black and white. It's never just black and white. So here we are, again, it's situational, but again, it's where we stand and how we get into it. So I feel like if you're in a situation where you got a girlfriend who got kids, expect her, or if your man got kids, expect that person with the kids to be loyal to their kids first before you. And if y'all happen to join into a union, then y'all need to find a way to convert that over. Because sometimes it's not the easiest thing that you be like, all right, I'm married, fuck y'all kids, I'm going to go ahead and love this man forever and a day. Again, but with that has to happen because, with marriage, there has to come order. There has to come some kind of way of reason of how we're going to operate. So, I always feel as though, and I'm wrong by saying this, I'm going to value my partner if we're consecrated in that union, because I can always create y'all. I have balls. They come with seeds. She has eggs. They come together. They make these children. They just reproduce. And we can put more life back up here. And I feel like kids, if y'all ever decide to watch this in the future, better learn.
There's gonna be some questions.
There's gonna be some questions.
That's
But
how you feel?
y'all should definitely learn how to live, because as we're pouring into y'all what we have and the lessons that we learned in life, you should definitely learn how to take these gems that we give y'all, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, and learn how to mold your life around it. At the same time, watch the example given to you, and if you see better coming out of it, take on to that. Because the best thing you want to do is leave the best thing you can for those that need to come up with it. And yeah, that's pretty much my answer on that.
I gotta say also too that it's a different mode for, like you speaking on, because you can have an individual who, for understanding, I said God, father, wife, and so on. But if you come into a relationship with your own children, I think that also put a different perspective,
A whole different perspective
on a situation where it's hard, even though I feel as though those, it's still the same. It's God, husband, wife, children. But because that person might have went through a heartbreak, or it might not have been a heartbreak, it's just like, it didn't work out.
They had experiences that molded them before they get into you.
Right. Now, this is my team. It's like, I'm hypothetically saying, like, I'm a Sixers. This is my Sixers team. Come over here to these.
I just want to say right now, screw Philly. I don't like Philly. So,
damn. Like, we ain't even. Damn.
Like a Grinch, huh?
It's hard out here in the streets. But you come out here and you bring, I got 3 key players on my basketball team. You won't say basketball team.
Thank you. Don't say six.
And I'm moving to another team. All right? These my peoples. They've been with me from the beginning. I ain't just going to take you. The boundary is, if you're going to allow me to be your husband, or you're going to allow that person to be your wife, understand the role that she's playing, and accept it for what it is, and acknowledge that the role hasn't changed, just the game. You know what I mean? Games change because I got a new person part of this team. But their role, and if they can't fit that role, like, damn, I know it's you as a woman, like, you've spoken proudly. Like, if my man don't assert himself as the man, then he ain't the man.
The man.
He ain't the man in the situation.
And that's the type of thing that you assess, like, kind of before you get into a relationship, really, or make it, like, really official.
You ever been in a situation where the female, you see and feel that she's assessed that situation, but still play the back role? You can't do nothing to my child.
Yeah.
You can't. Oh, you can't beat my. Listen,
I don't beat my kids. You can't beat my kids.
Then I ain't the man for you.
I ain't the man for you.
So this is how this topic came about, is that I had a group of girlfriends that we were sitting around talking about. And I will say that half of the girls was like, I'll never put no man before my, or, you know, before my children, and whether they me and his, or whether they ones that I brought in. And I was like, okay, that's fine, that's cool. So how was you going to go about having a successful marriage then?
Right. That kind of brings me to what I was thinking, because I'm the type of person where I think ahead in like every situation, right? So let's say you marry somebody, they already got kids, or y'all have kids, right? And y'all end up separating. So does the spouse still come first then? Right? Because now it's a lot of emotions involved, depending on how y'all separated or why y'all separated. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I feel like situations like
and
that.
separation is always a possibility.
Always a possibility.
Always a possibility.
I feel like separation, once y'all feel y'all hitting that drift, it's now time to move on to the next focus. It's the kids.
Mm-hmm.
We'll deal with what we got to deal with, and I don't need the kids to be a part of that.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to love the fuck out of y'all motherfuckers. I'm going to probably overspoil y'all, underspoil y'all. My focus is here. I'm here with you, the kids. I'm going to deal with you, bitch. Because, you know, that's how I feel.
And I don't like how that came over to me.
No, I'm just so sorry. That was not meant.
Oh, but hold on. This one is. You're a wonderful person, and your conversation that you have is upbringing and insightful for us males, and we appreciate the female aspect.
Your input, absolutely.
So that's the question that I actually wanted to ask you guys as men. How, and because this is something that I didn't ask in the group, it was all women. How would y'all feel with a woman stepping into a relationship set, knowing and telling you that I will never put you, my kids will always come before
We ain't in
you?
a relationship.
If there's no relationship, thank you for saying that in advance.
For me, it depends. Like, what, you know what I'm saying? To what magnitude? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you saying that I can't, let's forget even beating kids. Like I'm saying, like, you saying I can't give them rules or put them on punishment. You know what I'm saying? And
Like I have no
say. Type of power. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You can't discipline.
Yeah, I can't discipline them, which, you know, that's a man's role is. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it kind of depends on to what extent. Because, like, if you dealing with somebody, you get into a relationship, you already got kids, you gotta respect that. You know what I'm saying? So you can't get mad if there's like some level of, yo, you can't do this, you can't do that with them. But for me to be like, to what extent?
Even
Like,
if it's you and her child? Not that you brought
that's
her
different.
one
Yeah,
in.
no,
If my DNA,
That's
fine.
what the girls were saying. The girls were saying, I don't even care if it's me and his child.
First
I'll
and
never
foremost-
put.
Hold
He'll
on.
never come above our child.
Let me show some protection. Because when those people come on here to speak their mind, because number one, right now, you outnumbered. All right, so it's not a biased situation.
And we live.
Oh, this is just me asking how y'all are as men.
As men.
This
Because
is a question
when
for
the
y'all.
females come and hit us up, understand that 10 toes down, we back her up. We stand by her. And that's the ultimate thing that we try to bring to the table, is the fact that in the roles that we're trying to play, even though we have all different views on how we want our relationships to be, it's okay to sit over and say, I don't like how you do things. It's okay for you to do how you want to do it.
Yep.
It's okay. I accept it and I appreciate it, but I don't expect me to go ahead and
Absolutely.
vibe with that situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, I don't want you to feel like you're pandering to the male delegation because you had a female conversation. I feel like if all the women were here right now, half of what they said wouldn't be said.
Yeah, facts.
Half of what they said wouldn't be said. Only because they'd be standing literally looking at the other side of the fucking coin. Like, I'm not about to, you can say that, when all the damn coins to flip tails, I'm expecting all the tails to be told. Now, throw some heads in there. Things about to switch up, because we're not going to talk that way. But I invite any woman to feel any way to comment in our Q&As about how they feel about what they're gonna do with their kids when they meet the right man in their life.
And I feel like that's a big thing too. I feel like mostly it's like how much do you want a man? How much do you like the man that you're dealing with? Because then you might fall back a little bit off that pressure, saying what you can and can't do, depending on how bad you want to be in that relationship or how you feel about that man. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like if you have to question that and everything, then what you're about to marry him for.
But you got questions before you get married, regardless. So I feel like you got questions regardless before you get married.
Yeah, there's a stage where you
of course,
go through vetting everybody.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's also specific questions that even during the vetting point and period, if you already know what the answer is, it's not going to change.
And a lot of times it's not just the questions. You got to see, all right, you may say you're going to do this, but how you really going to act? You
Absolutely,
really
when you get put in the position.
Because talk and action are always two different things.
I get that.
I always say you never really know somebody until you like live with them. You know what I'm saying? Then you see bad different sides of people.
Right.
And in certain situations, all right, if that gets you mad, how you going to act? You know what I'm saying? How you going to treat me when you mad?
Right.
How you going to treat me when you don't got it? How you going to treat me when you do got it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I got to piggyback off of what Gucci said. Like, when you put that scenario of all women together and have a conversation, same thing gonna be with all men. Because for real, I ain't scared of y'all women, but I understand that I've been in a relationship, and there's certain things I won't say around my woman, just because of the boundaries that I understand what it is. Like, I come around my brothers and say, yo, this, that, and the third. If I say it around my woman, it's because I understood the parameters of how I'm going to say it. So just to also put that safety net out there, it's like this: we talk, we speak. When we're around and we have a level of communication like we got right now, where it's open, whole different vibe. You know what I mean? People going to sit back and be like, all right, because now you can take in what you said. I can take to heart what you got. I can take to heart what he got, because he had something completely different how I viewed it.
Yes.
But I understand where he coming from.
I totally understand.
You know what I mean? Like, I get it. You know, and I ain't look at it. And that's being human and being like, all right, I got you. That's cool. This is a whole new atmosphere. And it's a great topic because right now, if we can get through this part of the order, like my man Big Drew be telling us, Big Drew, we got order in the situation.
Shout out to Big Drew behind the camera and the tech.
All day.
I want to say something. So
ain't got a mic.
Yeah,
it don't matter. Everything y'all like. When you get married, you become one. So that's why I say it's a union. Y'all, the parents work together to teach the kids so they can grow up. A son needs a mother. A daughter needs a father. It's an order.
Absolutely.
But now, if you get divorced, I understand. Do I put my baby's mother before my kids now? No, because we're not a union anymore. That union is broken. So in other words, my focus is towards my kids now. But me and her still have to coexist for that to be possible. That's when we all got to be adults and grow up.
Absolutely.
But that's you jumping. That's because even on that same line, is the union's broken between the wife and the husband that has the children in between them. Let's say they communicate. Now that wife or that husband has now a new husband or a new wife that they've agreed upon and said, hey, this is.
But watch this. But when you have order, the wife or husband that you're going to be with, they're going to respect that you have children, and they will treat your children as their own children.
Hopefully.
Are they? Because that's a thank you.
Hold on. Listen to what I said. It's a key though. When it's order and they understand and they're mature, everybody ain't mature. Everybody ain't supposed to have kids. Just because a female, that don't mean that she's ready to be a mother. The devil is, that's a lie. Just because a man can make kids and have babies don't mean he's ready to be a father. But people that's grown, they understand that. And they're going to respect that. With everything, it's order and respect.
But that's one order. There are many different orders.
But it's still got to be respect though.
Yeah, no, ultimately it's only one way to do this. Yeah, you have your
There's
right
one way to
and
do
wrong.
it, but there are many ways that it's done.
And I'm with you on that because of the many ways, because people accept certain things, like we spoke about. Someone will be sit over there like, no, you ain't gonna touch, even to their own, the father of their child. Oh no, you ain't gonna put your hands on me. I wish you would tell me I can't put. He acting like an a-hole. He acting like he ain't got no sense. Now for the daughters, me being a father, all right, okay. But for my son, oh, listen, you can go ahead and try to protect him all you want. When I get my hands on him, and not meaning like, oh, I'm just going to come out there and just whoop him just to be whooping them. No, and I don't beat kids out of anger. You should never, for me, never be out of anger. But my child is over there not listening. He's just sitting over here, Dad, if you don't beat me, I am just going to keep going crazy. You know what I mean? I'm just keep wilding because structure, order, for our young kids, our boys, they need that so they understand, because now at some point in time they're going to have a foundation of their own, and they're going to have to learn and understand the order of the process to have a successful life. I want my son to have a successful life. I want him to understand, like, look, mistakes I made, listen, I wasn't structured. I didn't have order. Certain people let me do certain things, or I manipulated, you know what I mean? Take accountability for your actions and then work this way. Because as the head, I can't speak for you. I'm not no woman. I can't teach you how to be no woman. If you know what I mean, you want to be that route. I'm going to say, look, to be a man, follow the order of which I might have failed or I might have progressed in.
Right.
Do this and you're going to be all right. It ain't going to be easy, but take these roles and you're going to see everything start to show, like, oh, old girl ain't work out with you. That's cool. Because if you had the order and she wasn't with the order, not saying that you control her to an extent of, oh man, I said I want my dinner at 5 o'clock. You're going to fail right there, and don't no woman be on time.
But order is for both. It ain't for one person.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't that the man is it's not that the man is better than the woman.
Mm-hmm.
It's that he is the head. A woman, a mama can yell at the kids, go sit down 5 times. A man can say it 1 time.
Yeah.
You know what the kids go do? They go sit down, stand up, you might not talk. You got to tell them, you can talk now, it's okay. And it don't mean that he mean. It's just that's his authoritative nature.
Right, and if you get
by nature.
yeah.
Listen to me, without no steroids or nothing, you just cook. That's the.
And by nature, look at how you know the saying, like, wait till your dad get home.
Yeah.
Because watch this. If my daughter is acting a fool, that's what my wife for.
Yeah,
Right.
tell your mama. Real quick.
Vanessa been talking outside her neck. Oh, don't worry about it, baby. I got it. She gonna go smack her up. I don't got to put my hands on her. But now, if my son acting up, you know what my wife gonna do?
Wait till your dad get
Little Drew's acting a fool. Oh, I got it.
Right?
Yeah. And that brings me to, before I forget, you were saying about how you know, the sons or whatever, like, you know, you can discipline your sons differently than your daughter. You know what I'm saying? Being a man. So going into a relationship with a woman that has a kid and she's saying, well, let's say a son specifically, and saying that you can't discipline him in certain ways. Now he's looking at you like you're not really being the full, you're not playing the full role as a man.
You got limitations to your manhood.
Yeah.
Like, hi, you pussy whip nigga.
Yeah, like my mom said this and that. F you. My mom said I could do this. So, you know what I'm saying? So now it's like you're not even being able to put the example of a full man and like fatherhood out there for him. You know what I'm saying? So that's a detriment right there.
It is, but now also I've learned the situations that I've had where mothers are limited to what I mean. You know what? I get creative. Like, I can't beat your son. Cool. I won't feed him. You do it.
Right. I mean, what can you do? That's another view is what about the men that's just like, look, I don't want to discipline your son. You're the mom. You're his mother. You and his father outside of our home needs to, what's the name? Little Drew is acting up. You and Big Drew need to get on him because it's not my place.
Yeah,
but my daughter, I got me and who I made her with, got this going on, and that's what keeps and that's what keeps what just happened?
Yeah, man, let's step up when you said our daughter.
And that's what keeps our, household running stable
Yeah,
and correctly. So there's a lot of men that, I can probably, men that's out there that feel like that, like, no, like she need to get her daughter and I'll get my son or like.
You know what's crazy about that? I always think about the Brady Bunch when people talk about it. Because that was, because what, the father had all the sons and the mother had
all the girls.
And like, every time it was a time for the males to have a conversation, it was the dad that went and talked to all the sons, and it was the mom that went and talked to all the daughters.
But not all the time. If you watch, it was time that the sons needed a woman's opinion.
Absolutely, or Marcia needed her father.
The daughter needed a man's opinion, a father's opinion. That's why you need balance. That's why
absolutely.
Come over here.
That's why it's
But I get that scenario. Absolutely, it is a.
You gotta keep it real, right? It's gotta be the right role model.
Right.
It takes two. Two is always easier than one.
Yes.
And 3 is better.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, man.
We're not polygamy.
We're not in polygamy.
That was the last episode. The topic was polygamy. Y'all can go ahead and check that one out too.
It's a lot of energy.
Oh, a lot of energy on that one.
You saw it?
I watched part. I still got to finish it. I wasn't able to be here for that one.
All right. So, but the beauty of it is the fact that you had to take that journey yourself. You had to realize what you want to do as far as the marriage and the roles that you want to set. As far as the order and the foundation, because ultimately it's your life. I mean, we ain't judging. We here chopping it up. Is just doing exactly that.
Chopping it up.
Just chopping it up and faded. Mm-hmm. Brought to you by Spotify.
Chopping it up at faded while we chopping it up and getting faded. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful.
Next time
on Faded, chopping it up at faded. We'll be here talking about more shit. More shit for you to relate to, more shit for us to throw your way, and more shit for you to comment on the Q&As about.
And also talk about our daughter.
If you want the truth, Gucci gon' give it to you. If you want the truth, Danny gonna give it to you. If you want the truth, Sincere gon' give it to you. Gon' give it to you. If you want the truth, Gucci gon' give it to you. If you want the truth, Danny gon' give it to you. If you want the truth, Sincere gon' give it to you. 'Cause we're chopping it up.